A little adventure time. At the Laurel Valley Falls. Foothills Trail. We got a bunch of rain yesterday, so I knew this thing was going to be raging. Pretty soon I actually the fishing spots, so I'm going to see if we can find some. Got a huge pack load out in case I want to stay out here tonight, but not sure if I'm staying or going. I drove in most of the way. Okay, so this is definitely an area I wanted to check out when I did this section of the Foothills Trail last year. This is an offshoot of the Foothills Trail for boat access. Now, obviously you can't drive a car, a vehicle back here, and getting my vehicle to where it's at, I'm going to do during certain seasons, hunting season basically. It's just opened back up. And you got to hike 1.5 miles. So, you know, with 2 people carrying a kayak, could you do it? Yeah, you carry your kayak back here, I guess. Exactly what I've been looking for. The summer months. Place to take kids to the lake without having to go through Devil's Fork Park, which just gets crowded and just don't like it. Oh wow. That's the Laurel Falls over there. See here. Look at the view. That looks like a dead end right down here. A little waterfall across there. Well, I am going to set up here for a second and throw a couple lines out so they get any bites over here. So far no luck catching anything. Some people on the boat over here underneath the waterfall. I am going to make a little soup, a little alpine air creamy potato cheddar soup. Sounds good right about now. Just relax for a minute. Pear pouch recipe container, 2 cups, 16 ounces of water. It's a new hydro flask or hydro pack. Picked up at REI. Using my REI rewards money or whatever, so basically I got it for free. I really like it because it feels more durable than the other water bags I've used, and it fits your beefy filter. Got your beefy right on here. Now you got mega filter. First little bit of filter I always like to throw out. Ridiculous. A couple months ago, or a month or 2 ago, one where it was really super cold. I got stuck by the thorn bushes. I was trying to find a back way to get over here to this side. The waterfall, there's some cool campsites right on top of that waterfall. So you see those power lines up there? That's where I was. That's where I got stuck with all the thorns. And I was trying to figure out a way to bushwhack through here to get around to right there. So I was close. That was pretty brutal over there. I couldn't get through. I had to hike back to the car. And I was on the right track. I mean, I gotta think if I got up in that tree line right there, there's like pines up there, that's gonna be pretty easy. It's just getting over there. I'm gonna have to re-explore that one again. We got our boil going. Turn that bad boy off. Jet engine. Spillage. Gussy it up with some premium white chicken. Thinking I might dig around for some live bait. Trying to find some worms or some bugs or something. Beautiful day. Beautiful day, man. And we're waiting for our soup to finish. We're doing some bug hunting. Try some live bait. Alright, let's see if the fish prefer a little escargot. And a slug and a snail. Needs a soup. Rig this up. See what I can catch on that. Okay. This isn't really soup. This is mashed potatoes. That look like soup? It's basically instant mashed potatoes. I ain't complaining. Mix in a little Star-Kiss premium white chicken. No draining required. Pay the extra because no draining. This is the chicken that tastes like tuna fish. Oh yeah. Potatoes, mono, and diglycerides, sodium acid phosphate, and citric acid. Cultures and enzymes. The sodium phosphate may contain sodium silico aluminate. Sounds healthy. I don't know what any of that stuff is. It's okay. I've had better. I didn't read it. Red bell peppers. That's a no-go for me. Those make me sick. Had a really bad experience with red peppers one time. Eating a fine dining establishment meal at a place called, maybe you guys heard of this place. It's a little high end, but every once in a while we go to this place called Red Lobster. Fine dining establishment. This is a long time ago. I was probably 17, maybe 18. Pretty young. Some birds over there catching fish. Bastards. We order calamari. And we're chowing away on this calamari, which is, it's fried squid, which I love calamari. But mixed into the calamari, unknowns to me, they had peppers that they had fried with it, so you couldn't tell the two apart. And I don't like peppers to begin with. But I downed like 5 or 6 of those before I realized they were peppers. It was one of the worst experiences of my life. I was burping up peppers for like 5 days. It was nasty. And ever since then, peppers just instantly make me sick. Oh. And there's a little tiny ones in here, but... Ugh. Let's see if I can catch something on the slug first. And then I won't sacrifice the snail. So, there, buddy. This is definitely a sit and wait. So I call my channel Adventure Time. It's Adventure Time because I like to be narrowed down into one kind of thing that I do. Be a backpacking channel or a hiking channel or off-road overland channel. Just an all-around adventure channel. I like to get out and do stuff. Sometimes I want to go out and hike, 60 miles. And sometimes I want to go and hike a couple miles and fish for the day, hang out around the lake, or go visit Helen, Georgia, and explore new areas, new places, and just mix it up, have fun. When I was a kid, I was at a lake behind my house growing up. I was out there every day in a little John boat, just fishing. I had all the fishing magazines. Any money I got, I spent on fishing gear. I was big into freshwater fishing. This is in South Florida. It's just lakes, no rivers, like rivers in South Florida. And then I did a lot of fishing with my dad, which was offshore saltwater fishing. So I'm actually pretty good at saltwater fishing. Being from the Maury household, we are the lineage of fishing. My grandparents, great-grandparents came over from the Bahamas. And we're called conchs because they used to come over and fish around West Palm Beach area, on the beach, Boynton Beach, Riviera Beach, and then they would camp on the beach, fish, and head back over to the Bahamas the next day. Eventually my family moved over to Riviera Beach, and just fishing's been in our blood ever since. So my dad is one of the few guys that you'll ever meet, I guess myself included. The fishing I can do, the anchoring part I don't know about. My dad can go out in the Gulf Stream, which is basically like a river running through the middle of the ocean. If you've never been there, it's just the current is just ripping right there off the coast of West Palm Beach, like a mile or two offshore. My dad can go out there, find a spot that's 100 and something feet down below us, 150 feet below us. He can pull the boat up into the current, and I would stand on the bow of the boat, and he'd tell me the exact moment to throw the anchor. And somehow in his weird mathematical calculations, he figured out how long it was going to take for that anchor to hit the bottom, hook up, so that the boat would come back and drift and stop right over the top of the spot we wanted to be in. It's a pretty impressive feat. Most people don't even attempt to anchor up out there because it's so difficult to do. So you see a lot of drift boats, and if you go down and you go fishing, they're going to take you out on a drift boat, and they just drift along and fish and hopefully run into some fish and catch it. But my dad and my uncles are some of the few people that could go out there and actually get on a spot and anchor up and just fish that one spot. I remember just seeing drift boats would come by us. They would drift by us, and they would just give us this confused look like, "Are you guys anchored up?" And we're like, "Yeah." And we're like, "Wow." It was pretty impressive. And my dad would hand line. They were big hand liners. So when you're fishing in water that deep, a rod and reel can be cumbersome, just because of the amount of lead and the weight of the amount of lead. We'd have to put 5+ pounds of lead on the line just to get it to the bottom because the current's running so bad. So you got 5 pounds of lead on there, your bait, you're dropping it down 100-something feet. It's an art form to be able to do that, fishing those kind of conditions. But he did it, and we did it. We used to catch snapper, grouper, yellowtail, like crazy. So that's how I grew up on that stuff. So I love fishing. Oh, see, peppers. Oh. call that side a bust for fishing. Great spot. Didn't catch anything. I did end up using a snail. Still nothing. So I'm gonna head back toward the waterfall up there. See who's camping up there. It's busy. Check out a couple other spots. Yeah, I might head up the trail a little bit. We'll see. So we had a ton of rain last night. And I'm right next to a creek river. So getting a fire started is going to be a little fun challenge here. I got some of this old man's beard or whatever it's called. That should help out a lot. It's a rager. Since I'm next to my truck, which is right up there, went ahead, just brought down my big luxury chair. It'd be cool to kind of test this tonight, see if this gets as much condensation as that Lanshan tent did next to the river. That's, I think, was part of the problem with the condensation. So I kind of purposely set this up. We just had a bunch of rain yesterday, so the ground's wet. Got a little creek running through here and a whole river over here. So I mean, it'll get probably into the 40s tonight, I think, maybe low 50s. So good chance for condensation. We'll see. I've never had issues with condensation in this tent, so we're gonna see how it holds up. But let me maintain my fire. Get something to eat, chillax. Good morning. About 7 a.m. Slept pretty good. Much better than I did in that other tent. Again, it's Marmont tent. From a condensation standpoint, it's got some on the inside. But I think there's refill off. Most of it right there. Pretty much all. With that other tent I used was soaked, so much better difference with this one. All right, so I guess we're gonna leave it off on this one. A little fishing, adventure time excursion. Testing out some other gear, different setup for my next through hike attempt at some point. Maybe next month, possibly. I don't know. Depends on how things would work out. Look at this view. Mountains. Really beautiful day. But as for now, leading the GX. Got a little dirt road and get out of here. Gonna need a bath when we get home. Bye.
Blue dew, blue moon, kinda mysterious, shaded with someone I'm not really into. Do you need to fix it? Talking bullshit.